Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Shout out to everybody here and welcome to your welcome with your host, the Crypto Lifer. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Hope you were doing great. Just trying to get the levels right. Music's a little loud today. All right. As we get into the show, another wonderful Sunday. Shout out to Hadouken, my admin Hadouken. He says there's a crash on Friday night. I buy the dip and I ride the wave on Sunday. Yeah, baby, we don't sell dips. I got a few DMs from people saying they panic sold. Someone told me they lost Crypto Lifer. I lost $5,000. I panic sold. Help, please. I said you need a session. Then he said I'll think about it, and then he didn't book a session. Shout out to you, man, whoever you are. If you don't book from me, book from somebody. Get some mentoring. Get some help. Look at your portfolio like your mental health, right? If you need portfolio help, you need mental health, you need a therapist, right? Your portfolio needs therapy, all right? If you're killing your portfolio, someone who's living life and they can't save money, they're just, they're beating, let's just say, their loved ones, or they're having issues, or they're pushing people out of their lives, whatever they're going through them, right? You need therapy. You need therapy. I'll be honest with you guys. I have a therapist. I go to therapy every Tuesday. All right? A little early for pasta, no? Hey, man, where are you? A little early for pasta. All right, shout out to everybody here. How's everybody doing here on the live stream? Nice little Sunday crew. Amazing day to be alive. We're going to look at what we look like every single morning. If you're new to the show, if you're not sure what we do here, we go over Bitcoin right at the beginning of the show. Or we go over the trade of the day, which was Phantom. I showed you the rising wedge. I talk about how the rising wedge breaks to the upside many, many times. And then I also give you possible areas of support and resistance, as well as take profit levels. It seemed that we got a wick up, but you can see the candle closed exactly, or is going to close probably, very similar or close to my exact trend line. How did I get this trend line? All I did was take a measured move. From here, it was more slanted at the time. I stretched to the bend here. This was my measured move. I swung it to where I believe the price usually leaves, which is, about 25% of the pattern. I guess that one was a little longer. At the time, I thought maybe we would break out from here. I get a little lucky with that one, but it worked pretty well. You could see also we should have had some resistance there, but we really didn't. We blasted right through it to come back down, candle close, but then we came back with a vengeance. There's a reason why this is happening. Luke, I'm in Korea, dude. Shout out to you, man. In Korea. Good day, everyone. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Let me move the mic up so I don't hunch. I hunch right to get to the mic, but if I move the mic up, then I won't be hunching so much. I think that's been the case recently. I'd like to keep myself with a more straighter back. Shout out to Wrenchy T. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you for being a mod, Wrenchy. Thank you for bringing the popcorn, and thank you for coming on into the live stream. Shout out to everybody here. 30 people watching, 9 likes. That is not the lifer way. If you're a true lifer, you like this video because you know I do this for a living and I have a family, all right, to feed. I have my second kid coming in a few weeks. So it would be awesome if you hit that like button. It helps the algorithm send more people in here, which makes everything in my life better. So if you like what you got, if I made your life better, all you have to do is hit the like button to make my life better. It's kind of an easy exchange. You would really appreciate it. Okay, Bitcoin looks crazy bullish after just a slight dip. I'm still DCA a little bit every single week. That's the smartest thing to do. Listen to what Matty Crypto just said. He is going to dollar cost average into Bitcoin every single week. That's the smartest thing he can do. Stay tuned for the end of the video. I'm going to give you a gem about Phantom. If you don't know what Phantom is, if you don't know what Phantom does, we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. We're also going to say how it has a big role to play. Could it be the Messiah? I'm serious. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but could it be the Messiah? Certain projects are at the right place at the right time. And I believe Phantom has found this. I really do. So, right now I'm probably going to use this maybe to record a video. Nah, there's too much live going on. But Phantom, man, I'm going to have to make a separate video about what's going on because I'm onto something again. Just like I was on the Cake and Bake, I'm onto something yet again. And there's a big chance we could see Phantom getting up to the $100 to $200 a lot faster than a lot of other things. A lot of people are looking for their next big gem, their next 10x, 20x, right? And they're looking for tiny coins. They'd be worried about a 30-cent coin, but I want to tell you, it's not about the price. It's about the coin, and there's so much we can go over about Phantom. I'm really feeling it today. I'm really doing it, man. And so I'm going to show you something about Phantom, how Phantom could be the Messiah. And I'm going to explain why for Ethereum. And yo, I'm telling you, I've been studying this now for 3 weeks, and I didn't even let it out until I had my full head wrapped around it. And I can't wait to share it. So stay tuned to the end of the live stream as I got a cliffhanger for you. Let's shout out to Bitcoin hash rate. If you knew Bitcoin was going to go up, you know the difficulty level was going to go up. This is a simple play. Simple play. If you're a mathematician, if you do any math at all, then you just buy Bitcoin hash rate because this is what this is, the BT hash rate. You're kind of betting BTCST. You're betting on the idea that the Bitcoin hash rate will get more difficult and it'll be harder and harder to mine. That's what happens. So, yeah. No. I'll wait till the end for Phantom. Renchi, you won't get it, baby. You won't get it that easy, baby. 34 people watching, 19 likes. Can we get the likes to match the watchers? If you're sitting here watching, just please hit the dang like button. I will hunt you down. Shout out to everybody who got into Bake with me. Got a little hairy yesterday as we lost a lot of Bake gains, going all the way back to 150. But if you were in my trade room, if you were in the room with me, if you were one of the people who was studying under my tutelage, if you were tutoring under me, if you were in the group every day, I made a lot of statements last night. I really did. Okay? And I told people to buy these dips. I said buy these dips. I was extremely active last night. Okay? Extremely active last night in the group. One of my most active nights in the group in a long time. Okay? One thing I want to say right here. February 20th to March 20th, I will be doing tutoring sessions for the military and ex-military for 25% off. DM me your military status. You get a discount for what you've done for the country. If you've done something for this country, I respect you. I respect that. I get to do what I do for a living because of what you've done for a living. And I also feel you deserve it more than anybody else. So please DM me. If you are ex-military or military, tell me your story. I would love to give you a discount on tutoring. Just wanted to make that very, very clear. You can give me a like button for that because I'm coming out there and it is what it is. I really feel like, hey, and those people want to get into crypto. A lot of those people were left, you know, some people, they don't have a leg or they're missing an arm or they're in a wheelchair and it's hard for them to make a living. But you know what? They can sit on charts all day. You know, some of the best chartists are people who are in a wheelchair. I know a guy in a wheelchair. He is unbelievable. I'm saying, you know. Buy the dip is the best strategy in the bull market. I told everybody over and over last night, you must be purchasing something tonight. You must be entering some type of position in some way, shape, or form. A lot of people don't know I interviewed the great, the crazy, the insane John McAfee, even when he was on the run.
Which makes it, like, as you place things, and then you're able to just decide what has to be done.
2 years after my programming job at General Electric.
He was programming for General Electric.
Making $30,000 a year. Do you understand that that is equivalent of almost $750,000 today per year? Why? I was fucking worth it. I became, for a very short time, a legend of programming.
You still
So
are,
I
Jeff.
got it.
You still are.
Really, I used to be.
He was a legend, man. Like I get emotional talking about John McAfee because I feel really bad that he's in prison, but at the same time, like, I wish he had done things differently. Like, you know, like, we know maybe the things are against us, but at the same time, like, it is what it is, you know? But like, I have a personal story. You know, I had set up my John McAfee interview, and then we'll get into Bitcoin. All right. I set up my John McAfee interview. Okay. Sorry to get emotional. The guy's been in prison since October, man. Like, I have this way of thinking about someone else and feeling what they're feeling. And like, to sit in prison is my worst fear, you know, and I would never want to sit in prison, you know? So pay your taxes, man. That's my one thing I want to say is pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. There may be whatever there is about it. I feel like there's some, you know, gray areas there, but we all realize, like, unless you have an army in your back pocket, like the IRS, then you should pay your taxes. Okay. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I set up an interview with John, and you could do it somehow through his wife on Twitter. I have no idea because they were underground, but yet I was still able to somehow, you had to use the Signal app. It was all through it was encrypted texting. But what we did is I was flying home from Las Vegas that night. I got home at like 6 a.m. and I had to actually interview him. And when I got home, I had to interview him at like 10. And I'm telling you, I set an alarm and everything, and I was exhausted on a red eye. I passed out. I fell asleep past the interview. Are you kidding me? I wake up at like 11:45, and I was like, oh my God. And I text them, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And they're like, yeah, we waited for you. Like, we sat there. And I was like, I stood up John McAfee, man. I stood up John McAfee. I'll be honest, guys. Like, I stood up John McAfee. I felt horrible. You know what happened? I texted him. I said, I feel like an idiot. I feel horrible. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. And then they didn't text me back. And I'm like, wow, does this mean I'm done? Like, is this it? Is this it? And finally, Janet texts me, and she's like, listen, things happen. We can reschedule. Don't worry. And they rescheduled and got me the interview. Can you believe that? Some of the nicest people in the world, but I don't suggest you do what he did. I just feel bad, man. So anyway, let's get into Bitcoin and talk about what's going on with Bitcoin. So I see Bitcoin, in my opinion, stalling out here because the daily stochastics are as high as they've ever been, and the RSI is extremely high. We've gone on a wonderful run. It's been a wonderful run from 29.5. We've gone up by $30,000. We did 100% gains. Who would have thought you could 100%ed your money in Bitcoin? I did. I told you guys 95% gains. You see what I'm saying? 95% gains. Yo, so check this out. Man. I feel really bad for John, man. I feel really bad for John. Sitting in that prison, bro. Shit sucks. Anyway, I got to get over it. Also, talk about the channel, man. 1,500 subs. We're blowing up. Things are doing well. Look what's also going on. Like, if you go back in the past, I saw a lot of channels. You go back to my videos, and I always say you could just watch the titles of my videos and literally make money. It's insane. Look, Bitcoin Live Market Analysis. 54K is my next target. 54K. This is 1 month ago, man. Streamed 1 month ago. 1 month ago. I'm calling for it. And you have to look at the altcoins. Unbelievable. So much has happened since this point. I don't know. You tell me. They get Bitcoin technical analysis, and you're also going to learn how to trade. Calling 54K, man, on January 15th. What is the date now? February 21st. Anyway, I just want to bring in any beginner and show you guys, man, the channel has been doing unbelievable with its predictions, with its calls, and I've just been using TA. I've been using TA on the daily. What you're about to see is what people are here for, is what people want. And so, anyway, I can't believe how far we've come and how far we will go. And so much is going to occur, and so much is going to happen as we push forward as a group. Shout out to everybody here. That's my lifers, yo. Lifers. Stella Kickhart. Good morning, everyone. Love all of you. Shout out to everyone here. Thank you so much for the love, man. There are crypto tax apps that will auto pull all your transactions for the tax gains. Yeah, Bitcoin.tax. Bitcoin.tax. Bitcoin.tax is where I will be doing my taxes. Telling you about it here. We'll have a year till we do them. It'll be 2020, January and February. But this is what I'm talking about. I actually have to finish my taxes today and get them in for this year. Anyway, talk about how great it is. Let's look at Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will stall out here a little bit, even if it might pump a little more. And there's a chance we get to $61,000. That would be my highest point, I believe, before we have to do one of these retracements. Or at least go sideways into a flag. And it may not even be a sideways flag. I think it's going to be, a downwards flag. I think it's going to be more of a sideways flag. But I'm projecting these ideas. So I'm getting ready for it. And then we'll have more alts just running and running and running and running. So I'm kind of predicting a week of alt season coming up. Bitcoin going somewhat sideways after its lovely 95% gain. Shout out to anyone that took the trade with us here at 29,500. Would you like would you like to check RSR and HBAR? I will check those. Pundy X, yes. But what I do here is we go over Bitcoin dominance, total and total 2. These are the 4 things that shape the market. You want to look at these every day. If you're not looking at these every day, you're having an issue with basically understanding where the space is going. It's a lot of work. You have to it probably takes an hour of work. You should spend 15 minutes on each chart, in all honesty, every single day. So that's 1 hour of your day. But what it will do is it will prepare you to be the best you can be in the crypto trading. All right. So we look at this, and I backtest this all for you. We're on our second hill now. You can see Bitcoin was at the tip of its second hill right here, though. Right here. It actually came to the downside on the Stokes and had a third hill, and that was yet another move, right? But what I want to show you is this. It's very similar to Elliott wave theory. A, B, C correction. This is like an A, B, C correction, in my opinion. I'll show you. The A, B, C correction is small. So A, B, C. That's how I look at this. You can tell me I'm wrong, but actually, look, I can find it right now. And honestly, as much as I don't use Elliott wave theory, what happens is it's going to just come out in your life, no matter what, if you trade enough, because you're going to see things. So there's your A, B, C correction, all right? A, B, and C wave correction. What happens after that is an explosive impulse wave as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, which is usually the same length as wave 2. Okay, wave 4, and then an explosive, which I can't even really probably put on the chart, an explosive wave 5, which is bigger than wave 3, all right? And then an ABC correction, and so on and so forth. And that is kind of what we're looking at. So that kind of follows suit with what I'm saying too. The Elliott wave theory now, and it's funny you hear me using Elliott wave theory, but I subconsciously pick things up without even trying. So I've never even really truly studied Elliott wave theory, but if you can see what I do is Elliott wave, everything is derived from everything in this universe. Nothing is separate in and of itself. Information eventually attaches to metadata on the back of information. So somewhere deep in the beginnings of Elliott wave theory was pattern trading. You get it? The waves were the pattern measured moves. So as you do pattern trading, you're also an Elliott wave trader without even knowing it. You see what I'm saying? Do you think the volume that ETH is losing could affect your previous statements on ETH generating better gains than Bitcoin? No, we're going to get into that. Actually, the end of the show, we're going to show you how Phantom is the messiah for ETH. We're going to give you a bunch of news. We're going to explain a lot of things. We're going to go into Phantom. And I'm going to kind of answer that question. It's going to come all rounded. So I love that question. One of the best questions. Very detailed. Love that question. Thank you so much, Billy Jean. Stella, all the trades are potentially taxable. We will all learn a lot this year, some harder than others. Let's try to figure the best way to file properly. Amen. Amen. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. So we're getting into Bitcoin right now. When I show you the daily, right, just tells me that we should have a little bit of a downside soon. We're getting a curl here on the stochastics RSI. There's a little more room to go, though, so we could pump back up. Let's look at a smaller time frame to see what is really going on for Bitcoin. It's like using a microscope, looking in your ear. The doctor's looking in your ear, very similar to what we're doing here. We're looking in Bitcoin's ear. We're trying to see what's going on with bitty Bitcoin. Okay? Already off the bat, we see we're forming the rising wedge. Another explosive pattern. Bit of a rising wedge here. So here's the pattern at play on the 1 hour. We're running out of room. Lack of bullish momentum, but looks like we might be coming up to the upside as well on the stochastics. So the stochastics are showing me that Bitcoin wants to go to the upside. So here's your trade based off the 1 hour stochastic and based off the daily still has a little more juice as we looked at it. We all looked at it together. The daily has a little more juice. So you've looked at your bigger time frame. That is established like, okay, I look at trading like similar to like maybe running across train tracks. You only want to run across train tracks when there's less trains, right? Which means less probability of losing, like kind of similar in idea. So the idea is this. Here's the stop loss. You only have to risk like 2 to 3%. You don't have to get crazy here. 2.83% at the very least. Go below the 50-day moving average. These two are going to really be Look, we bounced here. We came close. Now we're up. We're taking it. The 21 is taking us now. When we bounce off the 50, usually it's a good sign, like right there, that our next bounce is off the 21, and we're going to the upside. Tells me that it does look like Bitcoin has a little more upside, especially on the 1 hour right now. We take a look at the 4 hours, see if we get anything in an alignment. And you know what's funny is we're getting that like a push to the downside too. I want to zoom in on that. But will this curve to the upside? Right now, I'm going to say no. So I'm going to say the bigger time frame, like I said, remember when I said I think Bitcoin's going to go sideways? So I feel like the 4 hour, there's a higher probability that this is what we're going to do. We're going to stay in this range, up and down. So let me show you now. 4 hour has corrected my thoughts. But the 1 hour has a little juice though. So we're up at the top. Maybe we come up a little bit, fake everybody out for somewhat of a breakout, and then the stochastics take over on that 4 hour. We do one more time to reset. When we come up here, this will be the 4 hour breaking to the upside with a little bit of juice to the daily. There's a chance it gets us up here. So these are my two scenarios because I'm not telling you I know exactly what's going to happen. In the long run, yes, I'm bullish. In the long run, yes, I'm bullish. Of course, like 2-3 months from now, we're in the 60-70K region. So if you just want to place a trade or dollar cost average into Bitcoin, that's my best suggestion. You just dollar cost average into Bitcoin. That's all you have to do. Disclaimer, this is not my tie. Stella, some move on a friendlier state. Okay, so check it out. So Bitcoin can either go sideways more or it can break to the upside. But there's a higher chance in my mind that it goes sideways. Just because the daily is getting a little spent. If you'd like to make a trade on Bitcoin, I'd go to a smaller time frame. 30 minute to the 1 hour. I'd wait for this 30 minute to come to the downside here. The 1 hour already is in your favor, so you know you have like an afternoon of some fun. You're only going to play this till like maybe tonight. Also, I would caution trading Bitcoin on Sunday nights because it's the most volatile night of the day of the week. It's the weekly candle close. Make all your money trading Bitcoin throughout the week. Let Sunday night alone. Watch what Bitcoin does on Sunday night. That's really good pro advice. You know, fine, you may miss a giant move. It's possible. I understand that. I mean, if the TA suggests that it's going to be an explosive move, take the TA. Just do what the TA tells you to do. But right now, the TA is telling me, look, that the 30-minute needs to reset to the downside. It's like, I don't buy things until the 30-minute resets. It tells you that we're going to come back down to the bottom of the pattern. So then you can pattern trade this. Stop loss right there, bottom of the pattern. And then just ride it to the top of the pattern. Don't try to be a hero. Just play an easy ride. Don't try to be a hero. Right? So here. 1.9%. You know, if you really want to be a hero, fine. Go all the way below the 200-day moving average. That's going to really give you a nice, more of a guarantee that you're okay. 3.23%. But my only thing is you're just risking way too much for the trade. Because you're only trying to make here about 4.6%. So you need at least double up on that. So there's a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio with a 1% stop loss. Wait for it to come down here. How do you do this? I would put in a line right there. Suggest it where I would like it, like that. Something like that. Maybe a little higher to give you some time. And then I'd right-click this line. and I put an alert on that line. And what happens when the price hits that line, I'm going to get an alert. And right then, it's going to let me know that the price is getting close. At that point, I'm going to hone into the 15-minute or the 7-minute, and I'm going to start looking for what's called bullish divergence. And this is what it is. It's like, see this swing down here, this little area? And then I'm going to see that the RSI swings to the upside. And what that is going to do is that's going to tell me that I can snatch it right there and ride this to the upside. Okay? And then sell at the top of the pattern. And if you want to be cute, just sell right below the top of the pattern. So then what you do again is put another alert right there. Right click it. Right? Boom. Add an alert on the horizontal line. And then you trade it out. It would have worked on this one. It would have worked pretty good on this one. Took a little time. Maybe you want to get out there when you see you're stalling out. This one worked out. So let me show you how many times that trade worked. There was some divergence there. That trade went. Here was some divergence. That trade went. There's divergence here, but this was that nice dip. That trade went. You just buy the dip on those. And boom, this trade went. So now we're going to preempt the idea that once you hit the top, you make it to the bottom. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top. And we're going to make that trade. But we're going to be preemptive about it, and we're going to have to plan it properly. So this is why all my trades are planned and precise. I snipe them. I see them before they happen, and I project them into my reality. Okay? I don't chase the price into where it's going. I make the price enter my reality and become part of my reality. It's kind of like forming your own reality. It's very strange. It's if you can conceive of it in that concept, though. And also, then it becomes more of my plan. I'm not part of its plan. And usually when it's part of your plan, that's my plan. And you know what? I'm okay if I get stopped out at 1% loss. You know? And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade this plan at 32x leverage. And this is my plan. And if it goes well, I'll make 143%, right? Because it will be about, almost 5 times 30. Because I'm going to do 32x leverage. I'm only going to use 1% of my portfolio. So I'm going to use about $100 to $200 at the very most. Okay? A very small amount, like not a lot. Maybe I'll even use like 0.5% of my portfolio. I'm not going to use a lot of money. No, the one he's using to draw all over the charts. This is TradingView, Andy. TradingView, my friend. Here, I think I can put. Look at this. We'll go to my profile. I'm the remote chief on TradingView. Refer. Oh, there it is. I don't want to leave. It makes like a nice little side window here. Refer friends. And what we can do is we can copy this link. And yeah, if you want to open up a TradingView account, even if you make a free one, it helps out the community. I do get a residual from that, and I would appreciate it. 16 people signed up for free accounts. 1 person signed up for a paid plan. So there you go. Out of all the people. But it doesn't matter. A lot of people already had TradingView already. So there you go, man. That's my idea for a trade on Bitcoin, as you can see. Stay tuned. Join my Patreon if you want, and I'll give you the exact entry when I get into the trade. And I'll show you how I got into the trade and things of that nature. So if you join my Patreon, the Crypto Lifer Patreon, where we do exclusive stuff and we talk about things, and shout out to all my active Patreons. We're at $334 a month. You guys are unbelievable. Shout out to all my active Patreon members, man. You guys are really I've never, 333 was my thing. We had 334. I can't believe that, guys, honestly. This is like so close to my heart, and I try to work for you guys every day to do something a little special, a little different. I recently gave a list of all the coins I hold on Binance. I didn't give that to my Telegram, but I gave it to my Patreon. I also gave them an exclusive look at all my stakes, how to keep track of stakes, and I gave them an idea how to make a document where you can make stakes. So, bam. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for jumping on in. We have officially 10x'd in IOST. We're going to take a look at that. So there's my Bitcoin trade. I told you the daily looks a little hot. So far, so good, though. Daily still, we have to start realizing Bitcoin's going to cool down a little bit. I'm projecting somewhat of a cool down. All right? That's why I'm telling you to pattern trade that pattern. Don't play games. And it looks like My projection is there, but it's not perfect. You know, like we're probably going to be a little higher. I shouldn't put that top line where I put it, you know. But that's how it works. You get the alert. It's pretty cool. You go over here to the alert place. You see your alert. You touch it. It takes you to the alert. And you're like, oh, wow, what did I do here? And it even turns red. You're like, this is what happened. Bitcoin touched the line. Pretty cool. I actually love it. Let me delete that. Confirmation. The drawing is used in alert. If you remove the drawing, the alert will be removed. Yes, I do, baby. Yes, I do. Awesome, man. Awesome. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. So there's a Bitcoin trade. Can you throw that link in the Telegram, please, so I can load it up on my PC? Yeah. Copy link. And shout out to everyone here. Please join the Telegram group. We are blowing up in here. It's been a good time. So jump on into the Telegram group. Here's the referral link. I'm going to make a referral group and just put all my referral links in a line. So if anyone needs one or wants to jump on and wants to use one to help out the channel, they can. They can. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Okay, everybody. Okay. As we move on forward for Bitcoin. So those are my projected ideas for Bitcoin. Either going to go sideways, but I'm still amazed that it could possibly squeeze out some room on that daily RS stochastic. Also, let's take a look at the stochastics on the 3-day. Now, they're getting to the dotted line. They're starting to get high. So, look at the last time we were this high on the 3-day. What happened? We had our pullback. So, the 3-day is strong, guys. So, I am projecting the idea that it probably will be a little higher than I thought, but do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. We hit the golden era. We hit the golden area. We went past 54K. Remember Flexall 454, Studio 54. There's a reason. The number 54, it adds up to 9. You know, if you times anything by 9, it equals 9. 9 times 9 is 81. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 times 7 is 63. 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay? 9 times 2 is 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. And you can use any number you want in the world. Watch this. You want to see something insane? I'll show you something absolutely insane. 557 times 9, right? 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Plus 3 is 9, dude. 4,111 equals 9. Dude, look, 1,148 times 9. Look, 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 3 is 7. Plus 2 is freaking 9. 10,332. If I didn't just blow your mind. I've been studying numbers my whole life. I got into Nikola Tesla 369 theory. You haven't even breached the surface of what this channel can teach you and what is going on here. I'm telling you right now, trading is just one of the many things that I do inside of this insane brain. So stay tuned for more, guys. We are just getting started to getting to know each other. And there is so much more to the crypto lifer that meets the eye, my friends. That meets the eye. Yeah, 369, my friends, 369. I always think that it better be just to leave your money in so that you can keep accumulating gains. Have you ever used Fibo to make TA? No, what is Fibo? I've never heard of it. So look, we're forming the cup and handle. Let's go to the 7-minute. It was really giving me the most viable look for Bake. So let's take a look at what I see happening for Bake. I made a projection for Bake recently, actually. Let me bring it up because I think it's viable. It still looks good. Shout out to BS Social Swap for betting me $100 and never paying me. It is what it is, though. It's all good, man. I'm not going to bring it up again. He's a good dude. I hope his life is going well. Who cares? It was $100. It is what it is. Look at this. So I think Bake or birthday cake. This is my birthday cake projection. We'll get into birthday cake and what birthday cake is too. That's a new one on my radar. We started buying birthday cake last week. We're kind of getting preemptive into these Binance smart chains. So that was the title, though. That's the gem here. We're going to talk about later at the end of the stream why Phantom could save Ethereum. We're celebrating Bitcoin's move, and we're also celebrating so many things. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. Okay. I always think it better be to just to leave your money in the gains. 369, nice. Fibbo is Fibonacci. Yes, we use Fibonacci all the time, my friends. All the time. Like, take a look at this. That's how we got into VET, VeChain, everything else. Honestly, but Fibonacci is used during retracements. Okay? Like, let's take a look at Cake. I'll show you some stuff. I'll give you guys a course on Fibonacci if you would like. We use Fibonacci all the time on the channel. We've been using it throughout the entire channel. Okay, it works really good here too. 7-minute chart on the Fibonacci level. This is actually a really good thing because this has been moving a lot. Now, I posted this to my group. I said dip buys. Look, boom and boom. This was on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Maybe even on the daily. Right here, look. Maybe it was on the daily. I think it was, yeah. So those were your dip buys. You see it? For Cake. At 1796, doing its thing. Look for it to probably form this giant flag. It seems like it's doing something interesting. But it's forming a new level. That candle close is now our next level of support right there. So Cake, after a big correction, and look, if you look at the 7-minute, like we were about to, which was pretty nuts. But take a look at this on the 7-minute. And this is actually, I'm not suggesting you use the 7-minute. I'm saying what I want to do is I just want to teach you guys something. So what you do is Apple F is going to be your Fibonacci tool. Hit that. Run that up to the top, from the bottom of the price to the top of the price. All right, look. Right there is your low level, okay? See it? Comes to the top. Now, it's known in trading that the price likes to retrace back to the 618 Fibonacci level, okay? The 618 Fibonacci level. Let me repeat that again. The 618 Fibonacci level. Many people would say, oh, it's the 618. And you'll hear all these traders, it's the 618, it's the 618. And you'll be like, what is that? It's simple, my friends. Is the price loves to retrace 61.8% from the highs to form a new bottom. Okay? That's where your TA comes in now. That's where your pattern trading comes in. So you have confluence. You have a left shoulder. You end up getting ahead at the 618. You have a right shoulder. Tells you that the price will continue. What do you also have? What do you also have? You get a cup. Okay? What comes on the side of the cup? You get a handle. Okay? Look, there's two handles here. There's a small handle and a bigger handle. Here's your smaller handle. Cake. Now I can do a price prediction on Cake. Price to price with the angle. Flips me up. So now you just saw how we invert Fibonacci. Now you don't want to know where the price is going. Now I'll teach you the next level of Fibonacci. Now you're going to want to know how to find Fibonacci extensions. Okay? You want to see where the price is going to go. Right? That's not Fibonacci retracements like we just showed you. And look, this is called the golden pocket in between the 0.5 Fibonacci and the 618. This is called the golden pocket. This is free teaching, guys. Most people are going to try to make you pay for this stuff. Not me. Not me. Golden pocket. I'm going to write it down again. I'm going to say it like 7 times. I'm going to say it one more time. I really am. I'm going to write it down. Golden pocket. Institutions accumulate all day long in the golden pocket between the 0.618 and the 0.5 Fibonacci levels. This holds true on multiple time frames, but you just need the price action to find it. Okay? Look, we're on the 4 hour right now, right? What happened? We went to the 618 Fibonacci level in the golden pocket on Cake. This is a huge sign for Cake. This is also the dip last night, so most people were scared and freaking out. All you had to do was pull your Fibonacci, and you knew right where you were. So when people tell me that TA does not work, I'm like, well, then why do I sit cool as a cucumber the more TA I learn? How come I'm less worried every time I add another addition to my TA bag? Why is it that I understand more and worry less when I use TA? Explain to me how TA is literally making my life better because I'm not ever worrying anymore about it. When I use TA. And that was me saying it in the background. I should use myself more often to reiterate what I'm saying. So, yo, thanks for going live every day. I learn a ton every day. Golden Pocket. Any chance you can talk about GRT and its future price predictions? Yes, I would love to do that. But I just needed to go over this lesson. So, yes, I use Fibonacci all the time. Now, let's get back to the 7-minute. We're about to do fib extensions. Take out your notebooks. Write this stuff down. Now, cake is in a cup. Inverted head and shoulders. These are very bullish signs. This is confluence. Cups are bullish. Inverted head and shoulders are bullish. The golden pocket is bullish. Now I have 3 things that are bullish for cake. Okay? You see how this starts to work? You start to build a picture. You start to see what's happening. You start to understand how to trade. There's multiple aspects of trading, and then you bring them all together, coupled with patience, coupled with understanding, and the rewards will be coming to you if you understand these things and you become patient. This bull run is here to pay you. You're the only one that can ruin this bull run. Okay? I'd like to almost show you, I wish I could show you my paper trading account. Let's get into the paper trading account. I want to see if I can show it to you without showing my other account, because it's just paper trading. It's just paper trading. Let's see if the paper trading takes over. And like, I think they gave me like 36 grand in paper trading, right? And I just wanted to see what would happen. Like, you know, how did I paper trade, right? It's going to be hard. I don't think I can, it's like hard to show. But I left a trade. So anyway, I can show this. So I paper traded 36 grand. And what I did is I left a good amount in Bitcoin that turned into 57,000. So I think I just left about a whole Bitcoin, right? Then I left some Binance coin. I guess one Binance coin. And I guess one Uniswap, which is pretty funny, right? They probably left over from like a trade that I did in paper trading. But it then turned in, look, $201,000. This is just a paper trading account. But it started with 30 grand, you know, and I actually didn't pay attention to it at all. All I did was put $45,000 in uni of USDT. So I think I left it in like Ren or something, and it blew up. But anyway, the 36 grand they gave me in the paper trading account, $200,000. So it's a 7x, and I did nothing, yo. Like, I don't look at this ever. When did I make that trade on uni? On February 7th, bought a bunch of uni for $21 in the paper trading account. And now it's $29. Made 18 grand off $45,000. It just, you know, whatever. Funny, man. I just tried different things. Trading uni. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So, yes. But you can see everything's in the green right here. You can't see the numbers, but everything's in the green, baby. Everything's in the green. We're doing well. Life is good. Follow the lifer, man. Things have been going well. Things have been going well. Staying blessed. Praying every day, yo. Staying very thankful. Baking cake, baby. Let's get it cooking. TA. Yo, thanks for going live every day. Okay, so now I wanted to show you fib extensions. Extensions are different than Fibonacci retracements. Okay? Extensions are different than Fibonacci. You want to go to Fib 3 trend base fib extension, and you need to find an impulse and a retrace to do a fib extension, and you want to find it in a good spot that makes sense. I like to do it where it begins because it gives me my levels for the rest of the time. All right, and what you want to do too is you want to delete the other Fibonacci if you can, because I think it just, to me, it gets in the way. Okay. So we're in the trend-based fib. And what you do is you start anything you want, and it will come down here where you can use it, okay, whenever you need. Which it should be there. So boom, we grab the trend-based fib. And delete all our work here. And you're going to go up to this impulse and down to this impulse. And then you're going to drag the price out from the bottom of that area right there. See that? And these are going to give you your Fibonacci levels. Okay? From the impulse as we move on our way up. And it's cool. You could track them. Like, it'd be cool if, like, you could just keep putting this up, or you could leave it up. And you could begin to track the price and see how it moves through the Fibonacci levels. Okay? So right now it's bouncing off the 382. It'll come up to the 0.5. And so that will become new support, so on and so forth, until it bounces off the 706. And then you can see where the bigger growth gets. And this is why it also helps you project into bigger gaps that you can, where you know you can make more money. And it also coincides, how funny is this, with price discovery, how each area gets a little bigger. So look, there's a big gap here on support and resistance. So then you could also do support and resistance, and it's uncanny. How does this fib match up exactly with the previous high? And how does this fib match up pretty close to these highs? Well, actually on the dot to these candle closes. And that's why I tell people all the time that Fibonacci is support and resistance, because support and resistance were made by fibs and fibs were made by support. It's the chicken or the egg. So if you get good at either, they're going to help you. It's all up to you and how you want to trade. You know, that's a cup and handle though. This is a beautiful cup on cake. Enough said, right? We've seen this chart many times. How do you find the area? And then you can then you can use pattern trading and Fibonacci. So here, you can go like this and say, okay, that was a breakout to a retest. Retested this line until it kind of left. Or you could put it in the pattern. It's up to you. It's how you want to trade. I'm going to see if I change it or not in a second. So there's your falling wedge for cake. Just like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin did the same pattern. Pattern recognition is huge, guys. Such a big deal. And we swing up here. And that coincides with about this Fibonacci level too. So if you ended up taking profits on cake, your next moment at about $24, it seems like you have some confluence in this area. At the very high, 25. Someone asked me what I'd do with cake. I said I'm going to sell about half of it when I get to $50. $50. Okay? Somewhere up in these regions. Where's my $50 cake? And we can't even project to begin the TA up there, but yeah. $50 cake, man. You know? Pull out this huge line. Wave 1, wave 2. You see what I'm saying? Wave 3. Wave 4. And then the impulsive wave 5 is going to get us into this area. Then ABC correction and so on and so forth. So ABC, or ABC correction there. Right in somewhere in here. Wave 1. It's probably an ABC right in there somewhere. And I'm not an amazing Elliott wave trader. I'm being honest. Where I come from is this. I do divergences. I look for slanted in the price, divergence right there. Then I looked at the RSI. Look, it's slanted slightly, but almost flat. That tells me if this goes to infinity and this goes to infinity, divergence. I use this level to buy. These would be my indications to get in. I then also coincide with a low stochastics and a MACD that's curving with the blue line and the pink. This gives me entry. So I have projections down using Fibonacci. I have retracements down using Fibonacci. And again, like I showed you, you can be good or you can be better. You can be good or you can be great. It's all up to you. Okay? But again, that was the 618 Fibonacci level. If we take the Apple F and we found that bottom area there and we came all the way up to the price, we found that we went right to the 618. Right there. So you had me talking about divergence. You have a falling wedge that breaks out 68% of the time. You then have my trading strategy, which I teach if you took a tutoring session with me, which is the price in a bullish pattern? Yes. Is the price in the last 25% of the pattern? Yes. Right? Is the MACD turning bullish with the blue line curving towards the red line and in the pink? Yes. Is the RSI at least oversold below 50 or in a bullish pattern? Yeah, the RSI itself was in a falling wedge. Okay? See that? which was going to have to break out, and it was below the dotted line, extremely oversold. And then my last thing, were there any divergences? And I can also say, where were you on the Fibonacci? Were you in a golden pocket? We can add that. I might as well add that. Were you in the golden pocket on the Fibonacci? You see what I'm saying? And if those things all say yes, it's a high probability you're going to make some money if you enter the trade. So that's how I trade. I have an extreme, amazing checklist. I go over the checklist over and over again, and it is what it is. Coinbase effing sucks. Last time I ever put money there. Should I buy cake or bake now? GRT, technical analysis. So that was a whole, I just gave you guys an entire kind of, that was a boot camp. That's Fibonacci boot camp right there for anyone. You could replay this video. This is free advice. You could replay this video. It'll be here forever. Free Fibonacci boot camp inside of the trading live stream. Okay, let's get into Bitcoin dominance, the scary guy in the room. And I got to tell you guys, this is what I see happening. So we're in this wedge. We're either going to break down to the bottom of this wedge and cross this line, or we're going to break up out of this wedge. If we break up, alts will take a hit. If dominance decides, look, double bottom out of the bottom of the wedge. We show this too. And look, the rising wedge with the falling wedge with the rounded bottom. This worries me a little bit that Bitcoin dominance is on the run. Okay? Now we may see a little change, but DeFi seems to be holding up very, very well. And altcoins do seem to be getting momentum, and they're getting so big that Coinbase, yeah, I don't like Coinbase, man. But I had to use them. I mean, they're my on board, so it is what it is. It's sad though. It is sad. BZRX taking a hit. They did a pump and dump on us right now, honestly. I kind of see what's happening with BZRX in my mind now, though. I'm doing something like this now. Okay. Bit of a kind of an ascending triangle, really, with the flat bottom. Now, you know what it is, though? It's the chubby one. See? This is the chubby one. This is the big chubby one. This is a 50-50. But we are in a bull run. So, here's your idea. Flip over to the 4-hour. All your projections should be off the daily and the 4-hour. Looking okay. Looking okay. Could we come down a little more? There's a possible chance this is going to go sideways or come up. So usually if we're at the top of the pattern, I pattern trade. So a pattern trader says if we go down, we come up, 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 we should come down again before we go up. Then we usually retrace and then we go further up. Before we go all the way to the upside, we usually have a pickle here because there was resistance. And then this is where we usually have a bit of a flag. Just kind of showing you the lifespan of a chart. We have a flag here because it's previous resistance. Okay. And you can backtest this all stuff and find it to be true. Then we'll probably come up, hit this area of resistance, depending on how big the run is. And then somewhere we'll flag. We come down maybe to the 618 even and bounce, which will eventually be this same area. It won't be that one actually. It'll be further up. And you'll see, and that becomes a support and resistance flip right there on this line. And you want to, that's why too, whenever I start doing a chart and it's really like what I want to check out, and look at this giant cup and handle on BZRX. Giant cup and handle. This is a trade I'm probably going to be talking about. I'll perfect it later on, but this thing is going to the moon. It looks a lot like DOT. It's on its way. DOT was doing this from the side of the bull. Remember, this is pattern recognition. Giant double bottom, BZRX on the way. Alrighty, XRP is in the golden pocket. Could you check tether dominance? It may give an idea as to where, yeah, we checked tether dominance. We're going to look at it. My babies are in cup and handle. Yeah, ADA versus ETH gains. I don't know. I would rather just hold ADA and ETH. I wouldn't try to bet ADA against ETH. That's my opinion, man. Because one's going to run while the other one runs, and you have to go back and forth. I think in the long run, ADA will beat ETH, though. ADA will 100x. ETH's not going to 100x from here. You know, ETH is at almost 2,000, so ETH will easily do a 10 to 30x. Maybe a 50x, but that would be a bit extreme. I could see it doing a 30x 60K. I could see it run up to 80K a little too fast. You see what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Total and Total 2. What are they? What goes on with them? Well, Total is the crypto total market cap. This is all of the altcoins combined, every single one of them. You can see we have a bit of a cup forming here, but we are getting very overbought on the RSI, on the stochastics. I want to go to that 3-day. 3-day is starting to approach my take profit areas for a lot of we're getting into this hot zone for Total. Okay. Looking like we may, like I say, Bitcoin's going to come up, and don't be worried if we have a little bit of a retracement. We need one now. We need this to come to the downside so we can have more of a run, right? So we need the stochastics to come down. I think Total could get up here. There's still way more room in the 3-day, but that's going to be my target, that $2 billion. And then from there, we're either going to have a bit of a scary, we'll have those scary dips. It's going to freak everybody out. Whoever didn't get tutored is going to panic sell. They're not going to watch this video and know that this is what happens. We're going to be waiting on it. And what we'll do is we'll have a Fibonacci pulled from here. Right? And, no, that's the wrong one. And we'll take a fib from here. And we'll look for the price to get back into the 0.5 or the 618. You see what I'm saying? There's a chance we do retrace back to the 1.3 trillion. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Are they really going to suck out billions of dollars out of the market? Makes more sense we'd hit the 3A2. Sometimes in a really bull market, you don't always go all the way down to the 618, honestly, And I could actually take it from where I should, actually. So let me just do something here. Sometimes you can make smaller projections, but it's good to kind of take the fib from the lowest point, like right there. So we get to my target. Yeah, the 618. Yeah, $1 billion. Nah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. But on the smaller time frame, maybe, like if we take from this impulse, it makes sense. Like this impulse right here, there's a chance we get back to the 618, 1.3 trillion. I just don't want everyone to freak out. We hit 2 trillion. There's a chance some people are going to take some profits. Some big boys will sell, but it's going to be a lot more people getting into the market. I think we're going into a hyper cycle, but that also coincides with the March, which is a bad month for Bitcoin. The worst month for Bitcoin. So we'll talk about it. We may struggle through March, and that's okay because we want to have a beautiful April, May, and June, and we can't just keep going all the way up without a month that's kind of sideways. So just start. I'm not saying sell your bags too. All I'm saying is during this period, allocate some funds to buy the dips, and sell some tops. Not every top, but sell a few tops for yourself. Put a couple grand away. Buy yourself that jacuzzi you wanted on the outside of your house. Get yourself a cleaning person one time in your house so you don't have to clean your house. Whatever you want to do, man, do it. SHR, baby. Oh my goodness, on the weekly. My gosh, did you see that candle? Shout out to SHR. Shout out to anyone who got into SHR. We've been talking about SHR on the low for a long, and we were patiently waiting for these days. SHR, baby, on the weekly. Look at that. They call these big green, you know what I'm talking about. I won't say it. But wow, dude. SHR, baby. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to all my lifers who had the patience. We've been buying SHR since October. I bought it at 1.8. At 1.8. 1.8 was my last price into SHR. So we've done let's look at our projection. Why do we get into SHR? I have a whole entire video on it. I got some at 1.6, 1.7, and 1.8. So I'll say 1.74 is my price. At the high, I was up 202x. Still up 197% from the buy, but it took a while. We were in here somewhere. December, I bought it right before Christmas, my whole bag. Still up about 212%. Oh yeah, the whole point was to show you guys how long it took. 63 days. I held for 2 months, man, without saying a word, without complaining. Wrenchy's like, yo, my baby. Shout out to SHR. Daily candles. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. People finally found out what SHR is. And look, these bowls, guys. Look at these bowls. What happens when they get to the right side of the bowl? They're gone, man. They're gone like Donkey Kong, baby. And now, look, where did it have an issue? Look at this. Where did people take profits? A bunch of people just put a line here and they said, you know what? I'll sell at the previous price action. It's a simple thing, man. This is teach you anything about anything about anything. So now we go to a smaller time frame. Look at that moonshot for SHR. Unbelievable. Shout out to anyone who took SHR with me. And that brings us to Total 2, which is all of the altcoins excluding Bitcoin. All right? Excluding Bitcoin. So Total 2. Let's take a look at Total 2 at 650 billion about. And let's see what it is. Remember, I gave you this projection. Pretty funny, man. Look, when we came up here, I said, looks like we'll come down and go sideways here, but I'm still thinking that we're bullish to the target. Even on the 30-minute, we're looking bullish to the target at $744 billion. Now, at that point, we may have a similar pullback that we're having here. But again, what do we see? We see the cup. We see the inverted head and shoulder. Okay? Also, I'll pull a little fib for you guys. Watch. This is what I love when we go over something in depth at the beginning of the channel. I got to get out of this thing. I will do a head and shoulders for the rest of my life. Get out? All right, so check it out. I love doing this, and that's why smaller time frames are great. They teach you a lot. Take the impulse move all the way up to the price. And look where we ended up. In the golden pocket. I'll move my white line just for confluence for you guys so you can see what's going on. In the golden pocket, the wick came in. So, it's always good once you see a big pump to throw some limit orders in the golden pocket. They might just hit, man, on some craziness, and then you'll wake up paid without even knowing what happened. All right, it's super ticker time. Let's get into your tickers. We went over Bitcoin, we went over Total 2. This is all the altcoins excluding a Bitcoin. Let's show you what I see on the daily for it, though. We actually didn't fully go over it yet. I was giving you a fib lesson again. Free fib lessons. I should sit in the street. Free fib lessons. People are like, what? Tweezer top. Not the best thing to see on the daily, I'll be honest. A lot of wick action. A lot of selling and buying here. But we did get tweezers on the bottom as well. So, do we get all the way to $744 billion? I think we do. Let's take a look at the stochastics, though. Stochastics are starting to turn down right now for the altcoin market, even though it seems to be up pretty nicely, right? Today was like a big boom for some big altcoins. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so check it out, man. All right, so check it out. Sorry about that. Fibonacci, these are turning down. I don't like to see that after a double top. Usually a sign that things are going to retrace on the daily. So, foreseeable future looks like the alts will either do one of these. See this little, and we'll show you. We'll show you what I'm talking about here in the Boz pattern. My Boston accent and the Boz pattern there. A little bit of a Boz pattern. And it looks like we might go a little to the Disney downside there. You know, there's a chance. Something like that. And then continue our move. But the daily needs to reset. And the 3-day's also getting high now. And I was waiting for this time for the 3-day to get up here. And it's hit it. It's hit it. So the altcoins, man, quite a run. Quite a run. Even the weekly is getting spent. So what I do now is I go back to some other things in the past. Because I'll be honest, even I get nervous. Look how high we went up. You know, where is the retracement? When are we going to have a bit of a reset here? Is it a hyper cycle that just like continues to the upside and breaks all these oscillators like nothing we've ever seen? Possible. Is it just a big boom and are we going to see a retracement? Possible. So what we do is we use a Fibonacci on the weekly and we begin to calm down. Didn't realize that the music was like never fully playing. Sorry about that. Now I boom it out of nowhere, right? So check it out now, though. If we look at what we're seeing here now, is we'll do a Fibonacci on this. And it's going to be about right there. Now, golden pocket. Do we come all the way back to $340 billion? It'd be sad, right? But do we just retrace a little bit and then one night they dip us? And then we do that. And we form the bull with the inverted head and shoulder like you see. And we continue to the upside. I mean, the weekly. Right here, look. I will show you something, though. Actually, look, we have a good sign. I have a good sign, guys. I have a good sign to show you that alt season will continue to the upside. Here's the weekly. The biggest, heaviest time frame we could use. It really is. Unless you want to start using the monthly and the 2-week. And that's a bit absurd. And look, here's the same thing that we talk about. Just a larger version of it. Remember the falling wedge? And we went over it yesterday. We talked about it numerous times. I talk about this on the channel every time. The falling wedge into the bowl, number one. We went over that like 6 times yesterday. I said, here's a falling wedge into a bowl. Here's a falling wedge into a bowl. Here's a falling wedge into a bowl. Here's a falling wedge. And I said it like 7, 8 times. Then, did you hit reef yet? No, we haven't looked at reef at all. And then we look too. Look, what happens at the end of here? We have our bullish divergence, right? And then we also have that the price interacts with the 200-day moving average. I tell you, that's its last stop before it booms to the upside. Look how far we are away from the 21-day moving average, though. Even the weekly likes to come back to the 21-day. Now, the last time we were this far away was here. We did have a retracement. Will the weekly keep creeping up? Right now, where is that retracement? It's at $25,000. And I'm not saying we're having a huge retracement. I mean, $25 billion. Now, I'm not saying we're having a huge retracement. I'm just trying to analyze what I see here, right? And use some back theory and show you what's possible. So, just warning you that this could happen. This could happen. Now, I want to show you the last 2 times that the weekly was turning on us and what occurred. Okay. We'll go over them all right now. So here's the first one right here. And this is a big deal, man. If you hold in a lot of altcoins, if you're in the game, like you really need to know this stuff. Like this is an emergency video in all honesty. Like if I was in altcoins and I heard this video was coming out, like I would be glued to the screen right now, honestly. Because I would be like, oh my God, am I going to lose all my positions or am I going to make it through? You know, and I was like, and I'd be like, I want to know, and I want to know now. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, sorry, the mic was like in my face, kind of corny. Ren, CRV, and Link, please. 1 inch. SHR, BTT, and Hot. Yo, we're going to have fun going over all these coins, guys, in a second. It's going to be a Sunday fun day, but just stay with me right here. Stay with me right here what we're doing. So stochastics come down, and we tank. We tank on that move. Come up again, tank. But if we take the stochastics from here to here on this line, right, we had a nice dump right there. That's basically when Bitcoin had its bear market, right? And then it had its lovely bear market here. Now, if we see all the other stochastic points, here's another one, right? Bam. And we match that up. There's a little fall, and there's another fall at those two peaks. Here's another one here, and there's a big fall. Here's another one here. You see this one, we have a slight fall. We go from about 162 billion down to about 125. We lose about 25% of the market cap right there. And then we retrace and go to the upside, right? Let's pull a Fibonacci there and see how that looked on the Fibonacci scale on the weekly, just to kind of get an idea. We could take it from this low to that high, all right? And this is how you do scientific research. And we came to the 382, and we hit the 21-day moving average, though. As you can see, that came into play. So the last time we had a retracement on the stochastics, we'll match it up with a V and a V. And this is really good to do as well. And this is the total market cap, guys. Total too, all excluding Bitcoin. This is the altcoins we're looking at. Total 2 is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Okay. Okay, so check it out. Check it out. So that's where we had our retracement. Right there. And that was our last really big retracement. We had a little funny business right here. Little funny business right here trying to mess with people when the Stokes came down. But it's, you know, what I'm telling you is it's like it's getting close now. It's getting close now. Right? So, what are we going to do? How are we going to prepare? What's going to happen? Well, see, we came to the 382 last time. So that could put us back down to $484 billion. Where's that money going to come from? What's going to happen? Are people going to sell into Bitcoin in a Bitcoin rally? Looks like Bitcoin wants to retrace a little bit too, though. Like everything's kind of on track with each other. Kind of wants me to go to the 2-week and expand my time frame, which also is suggesting a bit of a pullback, right? There was one there. There was one there. There was a little one there. Every time we're about to have this turn, at least small pullback. And last night was crazy because we had a big dip in the altcoins. And people got back in and jumped in. And now we have SHR and a lot of coins booming out that we haven't seen yet, too. And it seems like every day there's another coin doing its thing. So, is DeFi kind of running amok? When will these things cool down? How long will it go? Like, when do you have to get out of cake? When does one eventually take profits? And, you know, after last night's shakeup, I believe anyone in cake should be confident that things are going well. And look, we definitely look, we're establishing a new trend now. There's your downtrend. Just like here, uptrend, downtrend, establish a new trend. Sideways, uptrend, downtrend. Now look, lower low, lower low, lower low, higher low, higher low. We have to put in a higher high above 1889 to confirm the bullish movement. And then another one, and then another one, and then we need to break 21 to confirm this bullish trend. But so far, so good on this bullish trend. Looking nice. Right? I always try to like be open-minded and say, okay, are we doing this? You know, and are we going to come back down here to the bottom of the pattern and test 12 one more time with the 200-day moving average? Just being open-minded. I don't want that to happen. It wouldn't make sense, but double bottom here, breaking to the upside, forming a rising wedge as well now, which we know break down 68% of the time, a bearish pattern. We are at the bottom. So right now you have to say, are we going to hold this level? If not, cake's going to come right back down here and bounce off 12, right? And then this would be a giant double bottom. You see this? Which would be extremely bullish. And to the upside. In the long run, regardless of what it is, that's still going to turn into a bull flag and break to the upside, which gives you a projection of cake to 34. So if you look at the bigger time frame, fine, you may use some cake in the time, but use these times to just buy the dips of cake and keep staking cake. Is it better to buy BUSD instead of USD or USDT? I think it is now because you can use that to send to PancakeSwap to buy cake with. So yes. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Okay, let's get into your tickers now. We went over everything that I could go over. All right. Can you talk about GRT and its future price predictions? Let's take a look at GRT. Because I have been talking about it a lot. I've shielded a little bit on some peeps. So let's take a look. Again, don't do anything you see me do on this channel. This is all entertainment purposes only. None of this is financial advice. None of it is financial advice. Now, buy zone for GRT. I had it at 191, between 191 and about 215. I didn't really want you to go above that. I felt like anything after that, it was on its way. So I gave you the buy zone. Still in that slight buy zone, still in the cup. We can open up the cup now. Still in a cup, doing its thing, but it's only a matter of time till it gets to the other side of this cup on the 1 hour, right? So, I do see this moving to the upside. Breaking out right now, continue it, if you can see, forming a bit of a cup and handle. There's your cup, and there's your handle. Had a beautiful run all the way to that like 289 area, right? We were buying this at 30 cents. I started buying GRT at 30 cents. 30 cents. Okay. I did make this mistake of selling it around $1 because I was like, wow, I tripled my money real fast. And literally 2 days later, it was at almost $3, and I could not believe it. But this is what I see. Forming that cup and handle now, which is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. Look at that. Falling wedge breaks up 68% of the time. Bullish pattern. Price to price. Bam. Bam. Here's your next levels of support and resistance. Right there, right there. You may want to add on a dip there. That's all. And there's your next target. $3.42. Okay. Now, if I even take a bigger target, which is the length of the pole, which is our mighty wave 1, and then we can project even larger into the future here. There's about that line. And that puts us at $4.31. I really like this project. I think it's great. I think it's going to move. A lot of people picked it up fast. It was one of the first, like it came out, and then next thing you know, Coinbase had it. When Coinbase still hasn't put Cardano on. Why, right? We don't know. So there's a lot of stuff in there that we don't understand, right? Shout out to everyone here in the live stream. I'm going to attempt to do a roll call, man. All right? Mixed, a.k.a. Jasol. The Chris123. Joao Cavalcanti. Ayu Illy. Luke Havillard. Fidel Escobar. Andy Garcia. Andy Garcia. Fidel Athena Man. Colin Unger. At Maddie Crypto. Shout out to Maddie Crypto up in the spot. Jeremiah. Shout out to Renchi T. Shout out to Coste Gonzalez. Tando. Shout out to Athena Man. We hit that. Shout out to Tenacious Tim. I like that. Always forget to like. Thanks for the time, bro. Please, man, hit that like. Billy Jean. Arati. Buy the effing dip. The best strategy in the bull run. Yeah, Danny Setters. Can't have it without Danny, baby. Shout out to Danny Setters up in the spot. Robbie Winner, man. That's my dude. Shout out to Taven Stonely. Shout out to Ignorant Plebe. Shout out to every single one out there. Shout out to Desmond Romaine, my dude. Shout out to Omen. Shout out to Kamamala Sirpal. Shout out to Stella Kaikart. Shout out to Vishnu Kim. Andy Garcia, my dude, up in the spot. Billy Jean. Vishnu, everyone out here, man. You guys are unbelievable. Shout out to everyone here in the live stream. Douglas Novak. We're going to have to look at iOS T2 and look at a beautiful, beautiful big monthly candle. Eddie DC. Rottleman. Saint Elmo. Every single one of you guys, man. Music is godlike. My dude, Robert Cox. Poker Eye Out. You hilarious, dude. You Awk. Every single one of you guys. Oz. Damn, man. The list is getting insane. Hadouken, my dude. Jesse B. Farmer D. Robert Cox. Every single one of you guys. Crypto Tech. What about Bake? Just got into the live stream. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on right now with Bake. All right, this is super ticker time. Let's take a look at 1 inch. We're going to take a look at Ren, CRV, and Link. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving with the music. I've been talking about 1 inch for a long time. 1 inch is doing like a dot. Remember when dot consolidated between $4 and $5? This was the region that dot stalled out at, or dot was doing its thing. Telling you, man, here's your buy zone. If it comes back in here anywhere between 463 and 514, that's going to be a beautiful place to accumulate. And again, I could show you more precise where's the buy, but I know you guys all have jobs and are moving around. And honestly, on the Patreon, I get a little more precise. But honestly, in a bull run, you don't need to be too precise. You just make sure you get it in here somewhere. You know, and why I also do the buy zone is because I want you guys dollar cost averaging. I don't want you learning how to perfect an exact buy all the time. Because you know what? As good as that can be, anything can happen in life. So look, what if you make one buy here at 471? Then a few hours later, maybe that night, you make another one at 490. And then you make, then there's a nice little dip. You get back in. What if there's a wick? You get the wick at 460. And then your last buy is like this. You take $1,000 and you spread it out in between 4 or 5 $200 to $100 buys. And that's going to really propel you to where you want to go. Now, if you miss that, you could look for what's called the retest, not the breakout. Okay? You've never heard me tell you to buy a breakout on my channel. If it breaks to the upside, look for it to go up here and retest. If you miss that move, okay? Like say this happened, something broke out and you missed the move. You go to a smaller time frame and just look for like see this? That's a pennant, right? Bullish pattern. 68% chance of a break to the upside for 1 inch. So this is what you would do. Say you miss a big move. You're like, bam. It looks like 1 inch is about to break out and go to $7, even on the 5-minute chart. So the 5-minute chart suggests that 1 inch is ready to coil up and break to the upside. But then you want to have confluence on the daily, which is looking really, really nice. So the daily is ready to rock for 1 inch, man. I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised when you see 1 inch all the way at $9, $10 very, very soon. Do not sleep. People see something not moving and they think that's no. And then 2 days, 3 days later, it's the one everyone's talking about. You get to be in the coins everyone's talking about by patiently buying into the coins before everyone's talking about them. 1 inch is kind of like, it's still popular. It's still amazing. It's getting airdrops. It's hooking people up. They're still in the game, man. Their market cap is growing as well. I like what I see here with the rounded bowl and the flag. So 1 inch is doing great. I would accumulate here. I would not miss this chance to get 1 inch before it gets all the way up into this region. Again, don't do anything I tell you to do in this channel. None of this is financial advice. All right? But that's I just kind of gave you the lock and key for 1 inch and how to trade. So if you don't even know what you're doing, man, here's the trade of the day. It's accumulate 1 inch in the buy zones and don't play yourself. All right? Make sure you have a stop loss underneath the 200-day moving average. You can't go wrong. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33, where I just posted the 1 inch chart. I'm also going to go to the Telegram, and I'm going to repost this. I'm sure I have another thing I want you guys to know. These trades are valid for a while, man. STMX, valid, like, right? This is 1 inch. Look, I'm telling you guys, like, I keep on this. Like, I don't want you to forget. I know people need to be told. They need to be told. 1 inch, man. 1 inch. 1 inch. Did I say it enough? Should I say it again? Reef. Reef's looking like 1 inch coming up here, forming this cup and handle, about to do some big things. I really like Reef. Reef on my radar right now. Heavily on my radar. So, bam. Okay, Crypto Lifer Uniswap room. Polka cover had an unlock dump. Interesting. Buy the dip. So that'd be a nice place to get into cover on USD. Interesting. Unlock dip. So people were like staking. They got a big unlock. They dipped. That's what an unlock dip is. You might want to explain what the unlock dip is. Just so people understand what you're talking about. Shout out to all the rooms we got now. Crypto Lifer beginners. Everyone in the beginner talking, helping VPNs, getting set up. You know, the basics, learning what trading tools to use, stuff like that. So you can begin to help yourself and begin to get tutored and learn how to tutor. You need to start somewhere. We have the trading room, 680 members and growing. I talk about B-Day Cake a lot. They're about to be giving away a coin called B-Gift. BGift is going to help you earn by not even staking. You can get to just leave it in your wallet. So unbelievable. And we haven't even given you the gem at the end of the show, and that's how Phantom is going to save Ethereum. I have about $300 in, but to stake that fee is $150. So with more in fee seems less. Can you look at Voyager? Voyager looks good. Yeah, let's take a look at Voyager. Excited for what you have to say about ETH. Yo, it's going to be a big deal. Wise, CTAX, and Wax. I've never heard of CTAX. Wax is a big boy for me, though. Okay, let's take a look at SHR, BTT, and HOT. BTT is on the low coin. You got it for free if you were holding, it's BitTorrent coin, right? Got it for free if you were holding like Tron at one point. Let's take a look at BTT crypto on Binance, BitTorrent coin. Because remember, Tron ended up buying BitTorrent. See, it's forming that bowl, man. It's going to blast out on the right side of the bowl. And when it does, more gains for BitTorrent. We've seen this over and over and over again. We really have. We've seen this over and over again. Bit of the cup with an upwards handle, or will it come up here and make a little handle? Sometimes it makes a handle. We'll see. Has to come up a little more, though. Look, Stochastic's looking great. Look at the daily for this. Daily still has room to go. So this thing has still room to go. What you do is now you go to the 1 hour or the 30 minute and look for a flag, something that's going on, something that you can kind of turn into some type of pattern. And here we do. We have this pattern here. We have a channel going. Okay. You have to assume that the price will stay in the channel until it does not. Just how channels work. Bit of a rising wedge. Okay. We take that measured move. So we'll easily get to this previous high and possibly break to the upside. So what's the measured move for there? What does that garner? What does that gain? That's 29% gains out of BTT, and that will just be the beginning of a very larger move and a bigger move to the upside. So not my favorite coin. For instance, it's just like a quiet little winner, but you could just put $100 to $200 on this thing. It's worth 1/10 of 1/10. It's worth 1/10, almost 2/10 of a penny at this point. And a while back, it was worth like it's already done a 400% gain from where it's at. If this thing just goes to 3 pennies, that'll be like 100x almost, or something insane, right? It'll be a 10x if it goes to 1.5 cents. You'll 10x your money. So it's kind of a no-brainer to put a little bit in here. I like to find these little tiny gems and just throw a few $100 in them. Forget about them for a long time. Like you make a win one time, say you make a few grand in a trade. You take $200 and you put it in immediately and you just forget about it. You don't even think about it. And you come back like 6-7 months later, would not believe what you have in there. Let's take a look at SHR really on like what it's doing. We showed you the big green dilly dill, but we didn't show you exactly like where we stand and what's going on. But finally, SHR getting its due diligence, getting its breakout out of this wedge it was in, as you can see on the 1 hour on KuCoin. Double bottom, and it's gone to the moon, man. Moon mission for SHR. So now we're going to go into a smaller time frame, look for a flag, and now we're seeing this bull that's interacting with the 200-day moving average. And we saw this a lot. We saw this with Cake. Actually made a very similar pattern. It looks like we come back down to the bottom of the pattern. I'd snatch more at 4.6. If you got a wick down to 4, anywhere we're there, and we have support and resistance lines going. SHR looks like it's going to continue to the upside with this momentum. Bring this to the length of the curvature on the 21-day moving average, and that puts SHR all the way up here at about 6 cents for another 20% gains from 5 cents. So shout out to everyone who took SHR with us. We were getting an SHR at 1 penny, 1.5 pennies. We would not pay more than 2 pennies for this, so we've already done about 150% and more even. We've actually at 1.8 we did 3.6 100x. So we've already done, maybe 150 to 197% gains on SHR. As long as they continue doing what they're doing, SHR will be huge. Haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, I know it really will. It really will. And shout out to Jane Doe for saying that. on the SHR chain. Let's take a look at HOT, another little winner. I got into HOT chain for $100. I'm telling you, just $100. Threw a little tiny bit in there because you don't have to put a lot into these tiny little coins to see an insane return. So shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for jumping on in. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there in crypto la la land. See, we're getting a little bit of a pullback or things are moving forward. Today I woke up to some big gains. So the entire market seems to be moving very, 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 very well. Gonna go to a hyper ticker movement. How is the stream moving? Are we funny, I never knew this was sitting here the whole time. No one told me. I guess we didn't realize either. Okay, Shy. Sorry about that. Take care of that. Had no idea that was sitting there the whole time, man. Okay. Ren, CRV, and Link, please. Algo, looks like it's running out of room. I love saying that. I love when something's running out of room. It's like, yes, baby, yes. Let's take a look at Algo. Let's take a look at Ren. As long as they continue doing what they're doing, SHR will be huge. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yo, Lifer, good morning. Just tuning in now. Did you hit Reef yet? No, let's take a look at Reef. Let's take a look at Reef. SNX, too, on the low. Just hanging out. Only a matter of time. It's struggling, though. Struggling like I didn't think it would, honestly. But it's in this wedge. There's a good chance that it's breaking on out and starting its new trend. We have higher highs on the 15-minute. We begin to get on out. Bullish divergence established as well. I like what it's doing. Breaking out of a pennant, actually, if you look at it. Bam. There's a pennant for SNX. This temporary target for SNX is back to 27. Let's see SNX make a move, man. Acting too bearish lately compared to all the other movements. I'm not sure why. It's falling asleep. But if you stay tuned to the end of the video, we're going to talk about FTM and why it could save Ethereum, man. Total 2 is the market cap. Yes, it is. What about Bake? Let's take a look at Reef, though. I'm really interested in Reef. Well, I have a call on Reef. I bought some Reef last night on that dip. Let's see what's going on with Reef. Reef had a big move. Like what we see there. Reef booming up on the 15-minute. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. So, yes. Reef was also in this falling wedge. This is the cup and handle, guys. I'll show you the cup and handle on the daily even, right? Reef's hard to chart because it has such a big left line that if you hit auto, it tries to include that and you can't see the price action. If that makes any sense to you. But there's a cup and handle on the daily and we're curving down low on the stochastics. This thing is ready to rock out. This is a easy 3-week hold. We're going to blast into price discovery. It's finance. It's DeFi. A lot of people are talking about it. It has a big... It's going to be on everybody's radar and it's about to do its thing. At about 3-4 cents... This thing's easily going to be up to 17, 20 cents. It's going to do a sand. It's going to do what sand did. Pretty nice. It's got the cup and handle. It looks like a unicorn ready to fly. It's kind of a cool looking chart, right? It looks like a rocking course unicorn thing. It's looking really, really nice. Let's look at the 4 hour as well. 4 hour has room to go and the stochastics are pointing up with the stochastics on the daily. So yeah, this is still a viable trade, man. Just kind of crept out of my buy zone. My buy zone was here before as it started to break out of this rising wedge. Now it crept back into the buy zone. You could go out on the wick, and it's not too far now. It's starting to break out. What you want to do is look for that 7-minute like I'm talking about. Look for some type of pattern that you can trade into. Right now, we are breaking out, forming a little bit of a flag here. See that? So you push this flag out, kind of project what's going on. Maybe we're making the falling wedge. I think that's what's going to happen. Like we hit our high, we make the falling wedge. And you can be really precise and just wait for the 7-minute to curve. You know the 4 hours bullish and you know the daily's bullish. So you're just looking for like a precise entry. You're just looking to snipe, right? You're not using the 7-minute to trade these things. You're using them to enter. You're just using the enter. It's as if like the trade is a giant castle. The 7 minutes is a tiny little door. You're just trying to open a little door, but you're trying to open the perfect door, right? So you want to buy the bottom of this pattern, and you want to buy when the MACD is turning, okay? And you want to buy when the stochastics get low, and then that'll put you in reef at a beautiful place. I would even you could even dollar cost average if you want. Then you could look at the 4 hour and say it's bullish, long-term bullish. It's going in your favor, okay? This is why, look, the last time we were down this low, really nicely, we had a big move to the upside after a retracement. Look, up, all this, look, so we go up. It's the same thing. I'm going to show you numerous times. And again, this is a very long wave one. Look at that. Or you can even see, either way, man, this thing is looking extremely bullish to me. Extremely bullish. So I wouldn't have missed this reef call that I've been putting out for days now, talking about it, showing it, going over it over and over and over and over again. I'll extend the buy zone for everybody right now because I feel like it's viable. And I really don't think you're going to get hurt unless there's a hack, something shady. And that's why you always have to have a stop loss. At this point, the stop loss should be higher at about this next support line. And there you go. And there's the trade, really. Let it ride is for real. Like, let it ride is for real. Risk to reward ratio, 194% gain. And all you have to do is risk 15%. It's like over a 10-to-1 risk reward ratio. Are you kidding me? That is a trade of a lifetime right there for a reef. If you miss this, you were a true, I'm going to say, can I say it? A money sign, money sign. All right? You are a true A money sign, money sign if you decide that you're too cool for reef. So I'm just putting this out there. I'm even pasting it. I'm sending it to Twitter. Peter Schiff, Republicans should insist that $15 federal minimum wage take effect immediately. Why many workers struggle during a pandemic? Wait 4 years for the raises they need now. Democrats can't oppose this, and when mass layoffs occur at once, the negative effects will be more obvious. Newton's first law of NFTs: if you sell, you will regret it. I don't own enough NFTs, man. It's impossible to be late when storing your wealth in an asset that is designed to pump forever. Stay humble and stack. Weird, right? Why do we have to wear masks outside? Don't say that. Because the Hong Kong government will fine us as much as $10,000 if we don't. Interesting. Dr. Bitcoin MD, an economic analysis of Ethereum by Lynn Alden. Interesting. I could post that. Lynn's interesting, man. If you guys know Lynn, she is in financial. She's known throughout the financial world. I hope to be one of these people that people listen to, kind of like a financial face. I would love to get invited on CNBC one day or one of those big talks and be like, here is the fellow Bitcoin trader. He calls himself the crypto lifer. And I'll be like, yeah, dude. What's up, everybody? Like, Bitcoin's going to the moon. And then I'll be like, get this guy. No. But it'd be hilarious, man. All right, this isn't crazy, man. Anyway, gosh. Anyway, shout out to everyone here in the live stream, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I truly appreciate it. But there's a reef call. I also hit this. I copy this, and I'm gonna end up putting this into the call center. Charts and calls only. We have multiple groups. Here's the charts and calls only. I've been working hard to try to keep the groups organized, keep people together. And those are two big calls, 1 inch and reef. Like, if you just center, you center on 4 to 5 calls and bake too, and birthday cake. So, make sure you center yourself. Like, don't run around on every single coin. Everyone having their tickers, I know. But the point is, you want to come here and kind of take a look at what's going on. Ren, CRV, and Link, please. Let's take a look at Ren. Ren's going to blast. I've been hearing Ren too much. Like Ren. Look, there it is. It did blast. Took a hit like everything did yesterday. It's kind of formatting a new plan, possibly. Daily doesn't look great. So Daily wants to reset. Tell you that this may go down a little bit. And interesting. Also wants to interact with the 21-day moving average, right? Which is going to have to happen. So, what do we see happening for Ren right now? Let's see. It boomed up in a straight line. Like, that was a little nutty, right? You don't see any candle like that for Ren anywhere. Had to give some of that back because it was a straight line to the upside, right? So now we're going to have to look at the 4 hour because I can't really get a call on it. Ooh, I like what I see right here. Interesting. Interesting. Interacted with the 21-day move average. Moved on up. Forming the bit of the cup, guys. Forming a cup. Had our falling wedge. Or we're still in it, if you want to say. Bit of a funky pennant. Funky Will Medina. Anyway, it's going to interact with the 21-day moving average. Makes me want to kind of do this. A little something like that. We're also, let's go to the 1 hour. I really want to see this pattern. All right, there we go. Now we're talking. Now I get to see what's going on. And you see how it's very similar to a doctor, man, looking in somebody's ear. You can look from the outside on the daily, but you got to put the stethoscope in there and take a look. I'm going to start using that because I really like this. And I think this could actually go sideways a little longer. So this is a good sign because it means that that pattern should play out more as the daily stretches out. So as the daily stretches out, it should stretch this pattern out. Okay. And there we also have a beautiful bull. A beautiful bull, right? Bam. So with that being said, beautiful bull forming, bit of a pennant or falling wedge, whichever you want to say. But there's your accumulation point too. Let's look at the 4 hour and see what's going on. Yeah, so you got a low 4 hour, man. It's a beautiful time to accumulate right here on the anywhere as the bull moves. I just think you're going to go a little sideways because that daily. But wow, man, 4 hours getting ready to cook. So what could happen too is remember the double bottom on the 4 hour. So we can come up, come down, come up. I think we ride this bull a little more sideways for like 3-4 days, right? Which makes sense. And then boom, we get to that daily. By that time, 3-4 days is enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 6 days, say a week, for the daily to be reset. At that point, we might even end up kissing 1, 2, 3, the 21-day moving average, or getting close enough to call it a day, like something like this or something like that, right? And that's going to kind of build your story. So it all makes sense, doesn't it? Like the story makes sense. So where are we going then if the story makes sense, Crypto Lifer? I'll show you exactly where we're going. So 2 weeks. You hold Ren for about 3 weeks. You will get paid. All right. 142 is not a bad nibble. I would take nibbles in this area, in these zones. 140 to 145. If you get wicks anywhere below that, like at the lowest point, maybe even 138. But that's going to be my call, man. I would say put $1,000 in this. This is what I would do. I would put between $1,000 and $5,000 in this trade. I am going to probably do similar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ladder in. I'm going to go in now for 500. I'm going to go in again in maybe tonight for 500. 30, maybe 10, 20 hours later in the morning tomorrow, sometime on Monday, maybe 11 a.m., I'll go in again for 500. I'll make between 3 and 6 500 buys depending on how much I'd like to be in the position. Okay? They'll all be at different places, but they'll be in the buy zone on the bull. And then what I'll do is I'll release them as I get up. I'll sell one right here. I'll sell one $500 right here at this exact target. And I'll sell another one like right around here if there's any type of stalling. And then if I did 6, I'll sell the third one here, and then I'll let the 1,500 ride. So I put 3. So here's the idea. You put 3 grand in. One buy. Let me show you. Let's go back to the 1 hour. So you put 3 grand in the trade. This is how you execute. You put 3 grand in the trade. You buy one right now for 500. You buy another one for 500. 500. 500. Fine, you miss it one time. You wake up, it did a little bit of a pop. If you're lucky, you don't buy anything above this support resistance line here at 157. You don't. You tell yourself, if I can't get a buy, but if something happens, I'm done. But you try to get 6 buys in here. 6 buys, you hear me? Then you sell 1, 2, 3. You could sell the whole bag here. Then what you do is you take half the bag of profits. Wait for it to do its next flag, like we're seeing now, and do the same damn thing again. form the curve. You hear the music, you feel the intensity. Buy on the bottom of the buy zones. Buy. Only when the price hits the bottom. That would have been a beautiful buy. That would have been a beautiful buy. That would have been a beautiful buy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me show you how much time this takes. First, you have to see the boom up and sell. The day you sell is here. Then you buy. How long do you have to buy for? For 2 days, possibly. Could even take 3 days. That was a nice quick one. We're not done yet, too. I think there's like a couple more days. So maybe you buy for 4, 5, 6 days. All right? Make sure you're only buying the bottoms of the patterns. Okay? Sell the whole bag and do the same thing again. Buy at the bottom of the pattern. Dollar cost averaging in so you never get hurt. What if you buy and the price the next morning they get hacked and they get dumped? You just put $500 in. And you lost $500 at the most. Maybe if they dump 30%, that's the most I've seen these coins dumping, 50, 30%, you lose $200. And then you walk away. And you go to some other coin. See? And so this is the idea, man. How to really dollar cost average yourself into a beautiful position. That's really a breakdown right there, man. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay? That is an equation for success. Like, and honestly, I don't think I've ever even said it like that. Like, I had an epiphany as I was talking to you guys. Like, I do this, but I've never thought it out and talked it out. And I could put this into a Bible and make it. I should make this a Bible. But this is how it works, man. This is how it works. No lie. And you'll see this to be true. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. In a time when we weren't so bullish, but things were looking okay. All right? Let's just see if this worked. I'm just trying to show you. So here, price comes down. And it forms a bowl over here. And we'll expand it so at the time it looked amazing. Because I just want to show you this in real time. Like, I showed you the projection, but bowl. We talk about the bowl, and the bowl comes with the inverted head and shoulder. We see it all the time. They come together. They're a confluence pattern. They're like peanut butter and jelly, dude. Dude. Yo, dude. Left shoulder. Head. Right shoulder. Right? Inverted head and shoulder. Breaks up 68% of the time. Probability is in our favor now. Bowl. We buy the bottoms of the right and shoulders. We project the right shoulder. Usually by the time I see the head, I know there's probably going to be a right shoulder. Buy zone, buy zone, buy zone. So look, what if you put 500, 500, 500, 500? You now have a $2,000 position. And again, you don't go above this peak. That side peak that begins the right side of the shoulder, you don't go above that. Do not go above that. That's where you say, I don't go above it. If you miss it, that's it. If you only get 3 buys in out of 4, that's it. If you get all 4 or 5 in, fine. So you put $2,000 in with 4 or $500 buys, right? You ride it up to the top. You sell your $2,000 because your last buy, your buy should really be down here. So you're up 70%, right? You sell. That's like a 1,800 almost, right? Probably like 1,600, something like that. Yeah, a little below, like 15. No, not like 1,430 actually. Yes, something like that. And so now you sell. And like I said, you could sell 1 here, 1 there, and then the whole bag right here. Same concept. 1, 2, 3. The reason is if it doesn't go all the way up, you're lightening your load. So you don't take the whole hit. Then you sell out. This is proper risk management. Then again, you have the falling wedge yet again. Also, like I taught you, you could pull a Fibonacci on this from this bottom area. It goes to the 0.5 fib. We don't always get to the golden pocket, but fine. You start your limit orders as well. 0.5. Use that as confluence. If you get caught right there, so now you're, and then you form the bull. And that's if you want to snipe. You don't even have to be that great of a sniper and use the fib, but that's if you want to get expert. What you do is you start adding tools on top of tools, man. They're here for you. They're called tools for a reason. These are all tools. They're literally called tools for a reason. So you can go to work. And look, buy zone, even buy zone. And then you say again, I'm not going to sell above. See that peak? That's where you don't go higher. This is your buy zone yet again. Look, then you come up here. And again, then you sell this top, which is in confluence with that one. And then you might have sold this top. Bam. Price goes up. How do you find the tops? Again, it's pattern trading. The second you see a pattern, you execute on that. You draw it right here. Like so. It gives you the measured move. You swing it to the upside. And boom, it tells you where to sell. So pattern trading combined with measured moves, combined with Fibonacci, bulls, inverted head and shoulders. This is how you do it. So this is how you do it. I'm going to rewatch and study this tonight. So much value here. Thank you, Lifer. Cosmos is going to the future. Shout out to Cosmos doing its thing. Let's take a look at how MFT is doing. Like what I see still, if that held as a bull flag. It did, and now it's forming yet another flag. And it's there with the 200-day moving average. This thing is just forming a beautiful pattern to the upside. Look at this. Just up, down, up, down. It's in a really nice channel. It's going to stay in the channel until it doesn't have to, right? So you could even pattern trade this right now. You can just pattern trade it to the top of the pattern. Bam. And make 35% gains to the top of the pattern. It's forming the bull after it comes down the wedge. Like we just talked about. It's the same stuff, guys, over and over again. Train the mind. Train the mind for pattern recognition and to the upside. See it? Buy the bulls. Boom, 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 boom. Same scenario. I left you a reef chart in Telegram. I'm going to rewatch and study this. Rob, at the end of the stream, he will talk about it. The Phantom Project. What exactly is Phantom? GRT is the future. Whoa. Thanks for that. Anytime, Jeremiah. If your mind was blown, my mind was just blown. Buy the dip on Sky, Ren, CRV, and Link, please. Let's look at CRV now. There's a trade for MFT right there. Just an idea. Sometimes I just throw ideas in my billboard, right? Like, they're not stone cold calls, but, like, they're probably going to happen. And I guess I could do more work on them and detail them up. It's rare that I do this, but I'm just, you know, I just went over it. Why not just throw it out there? So... all right. All right, guys. Okay. Of course, I got a tutoring session that I'm late for right now. Apologies. Bakery Swap doing an IDO. That's interesting. We'll research it and post it in Telegram. So that's an initial decentralized offering, right? That's good. You want to get these IDOs fast, man. Zap, Siacoin, Omi, VerGX, and Apollo. Rise Protocol. Damn, man. Follow the lifer. Learn how to fish, dude. Yeah, let's take a look at Bakery Swap, my baby. Bake, man, for BUSD. Back in the spotlight at $2.43 yet again, doing its thing. Bake, man. Bake. Threw it in this possible thing. I don't know. Just something I was looking at. I don't really buy that. I play around all the time, you know? So here, inverted head and shoulder. Breaks to the upside. Look, I could even show you this trade. It was an easy trade. Check it out. Nothing's easy, but pattern trade it. Make an inverted head and shoulder. Right? Sometimes it has a right shoulder. That is a double bottom. Bang out hit a neckline, which is making a line like right there where they kind of all hit. White if you like. Go from across to that and then swing that over here and boom. It's not insane. It's not insane that the price went to the exact same place. See these targets, guys? Like, I'm not a magician. This is really how it works. Over and over again. This is a cup now, too. It's a giant cup. And we saw this with a lot of other things. And, you know, we just went over this. What do you do when the... Like, we just went over this. It's insane. But you know what? I don't mind hitting it home. Buy, 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 buy. That's how you do it. That's how you perfect it. And then you hold, man. And then you hold. This thing is going to the moon. It's going to follow a cake. It's just going to get started. Look for this thing to go to 4 or 5. I don't know, man, where it's going to go. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to go and do something absolutely insane. I'll try to take a Fibonacci extension on this because that's all we can do on this impulse. Even on the 30-minute. Yeah, and this thing's going to start to break out. Look, how crazy is that? The 1618 is in confluence with the previous high. I just find that insane how this thing works. Even the Fibonacci retracement. So here's our levels, man. 354, next stop for Bake. 418 and 450. So don't miss Bake, man. About to do its thing. About to do its thing. We have confluence again. The bowl with the inverted head and shoulder. Confluence. Absolute confluence. We're going to add that to the live. All right. All right. I got about 15 minutes less, actually probably 10 minutes, and I got to get out of here. 12:28. We had a long live stream. I did pop in a little late, but it's Sunday, man. Algo looks like it's running out of room. Let's take a look at Algo because you said it's running out of room, and I love me. It makes sense because it stalled out for the last 2 weeks, really. It feels like for 2 weeks, Algo hasn't moved. So let's look at the daily. But like a day feels like a week here in crypto land, right? And it's doing the same thing. It's forming that bull. Interacting with the 21-day moving average. Look at the daily chart. Ready to rock again. Forming a bit of a hidden bullish divergence as well. Swing up to swing up on the low. Swing down to swing down. Tells me that this is hidden bullish divergence. The trend will continue. Falling wedge. 68% chance of a break to the down to the upside. Will it form the bowl or just break out? Now, it doesn't always bowl. Sometimes it breaks out. We'll see what happens. Presented target for Algo. Boom. So now, like, that's how I tell family and friends, like, this is it. Start loading up on algorithm. Hold it for a month. You're going to be pleased. They do it and they call me back and they say, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. So you accumulate in this little pocket. If you ever get any lower, you'd be the man. Anywhere in this bowl. There's your accumulation. Use the 21-day average as your stop loss. So you throw a stop loss right around this area. Also hope that this trend line holds you. See? And then you take profit. When we hit the target at $2.50, which is psychological support as well. I mean, psychological resistance. And if you really want, you can take a little nibble of profit here because there's going to probably be a stall out because we see that a lot. And that's your idea, man, for Algo. So here, buy zone. And yes, I do a buy zone, and it's the reason because it helps beginners. Because I know how to pinpoint accurate buy, but I can't force a beginner to understand that yet. But what a beginner can understand is these bulls, is the bigger picture, is the stochastics on the low, right? Like, this is what a beginner starts to figure out really fast. So I learn what helps beginners learn fast. Now, this could double bottom up here, and that could form the bull. So that's why I put my buy zone in this. That will put you in the perfect place to buy. It really will. Again, don't do anything I tell you to do on this channel. None of this is financial advice. I call this the sell zone nibble. Just take a nibble. Sell 10%, 20%. Don't sell it all. And this is the real sell zone. All right. I'm going to post that into the group now. It's another live call on the live stream. And we might as well tweet it out to all my followers on crypto that are following me on Twitter. On the tweet. Follow me on the Twitter. My name is Guy, and I'm going to teach you how to buy coins. Hi, my name is Guy with the Coin Bureau. I like Guy. He's the best, but I got to watch him at like 10 times speed just to get through all his videos. But he is the best. He is the best. Like, I feel like all you have to do is sit there and watch all his videos, and you'll be good. Okay, so one last thing we're going to talk about is ETH right now and why Phantom is going to save ETH. So, check it out. Check it out. I'll be able to help Alex. Give me a moment. Can someone help Alex in my trading room? He seems to be stuck, but I'm about to start tutoring, and I'm stuck at this point. With I'm extended, is what I'm saying. You know. Not sure why my music stopped too. That threw me off a little bit. So, anyway. Have a good day, everybody. All right, so here comes the crux of the whole thing. Phantom. What's going on with Phantom? Well, Phantom is going to include a network that's going to make ETH gas fees extremely inexpensive. Are you kidding me, guys? Yes. Never give up on ETH and never believe ETH is dead, because it's not, right? It's like Bitcoin. Like, it will never die. Anyway, so big news coming, and we want to talk about it. Goose Finance has been audited. I like Goose Finance. I've been talking about it. I told some people on Patreon about Goose Finance. So, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Birthday cake doing its thing. Okay. Cross-chain bridge between Ethereum and Phantom and other chains launching soon. Finally, Ethereum users will be able to enjoy fast and cheap transactions. On Phantom, transactions are confirmed in 1 to 2 seconds. Cost a fraction of a second. A whole UX for DeFi is coming. So I'm telling you right now, that is why Phantom is up huge today. That is why Phantom will save. Will save Ethereum. So have no fear. Phantom is here to save the day. It really is. Let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. I'm going to do a little deep dive into Phantom for you and show you what's going on with Phantom. Okay. So where's CoinMarketCap and FTM? $0.30 today, up 21.88%. We started buying it down here, 40 cent at the 14 cent, 12 cent region, right? Putting it on your radar. And this is a great website, man. So much stuff here. Okay, what is Phantom? Phantom is a directed acyclic graph, a DAG. So a directed acyclic graph. So learn about what a DAG is, right? Now we know DAGs. You need to own some DAGs. Do you have DAGs? How many DAGs you got? Smart contract platform providing decentralized finance services to developers using its own bespoke consensus algorithm. Together with its in-house token, Phantom aims to solve problems associated with smart contract platforms, specifically transaction speed, which developers say they have reduced to under 2 seconds. The Phantom Foundation, which oversees the Phantom product offering, was originally created in 2018 with the launch of Opera, Phantom's mainnet, coming December 2019. So it was founded by South Korean computer scientist Dr. An Byun. Currently, the platform's CEO is Michael Kong. The team behind Phantom has extensive experience primarily in the field of full-stack blockchain development and aim to create a smart contract platform which privileges scalability, decentralization, and security. According to its official website, Phantom's team also consists of specific engineers, scientists, researchers, designers, and entrepreneurs. Employees are located throughout the world, matching the ethos of a distributed platform. What makes Phantom unique? Phantom attempts to use new scratch-built consensus mechanism to facilitate DeFi and related services on the basis of smart contracts. The mechanism, lachesis, promises much higher capacity, 2-second transaction finalization, along with improvements to security over transaction and traditional proof of stake. Matching Ethereum, the project appealed to developers looking to deploy decentralized solutions. According to this official literature, its mission is to grant compatibility between all transaction bodies around the world. Its in-house proof of stake FTM token forms the backbone of transactions and allows fee collection and staking activities, along with the user rewards the latter represents. The token sales in 2018, it raised $40 million for fund development. Related pages are Avalanche. We talk about Avalanche, brought it up a lot too. Avalanche is a pretty cool coin. Kind of want to just give you a segue into Avalanche real quick before I jump on out of here for the day. So there you go, man. Phantom could scale Ethereum. I'm not exactly sure. It's cross-chain, so I believe like you can like switch to the Phantom chain while you're doing a DeFi thing with Ethereum, and you still pay ETH fees. Maybe you need to keep some Phantom in a wallet or stake it of some type to be part of them. I'm not exactly sure it's going to work, but it looks like it's going to be amazing. You called it, Dirty Dog. You're right. 95% of the call. I get cold shoulder, I guess. VThal, what's your take? I get the cold shoulder. No one gets a cold shoulder. I just can't read all the I can't read all the comments. Message retracted. Robbie Cox's message were retracted. I guess he got upset and left, man. Yo, people get sensitive, right? You don't. I wasn't trying to not read his thing. Look, he's gone. Now he left. All his messages are retracted. One of my favorite people on the live stream. Robbie Cox, man. I see your message has been retracted. I'm not sure, man. Let me know. I'll focus on you now, man. I got to go, though. I have tutoring. I'm late. The tutor is probably watching this right now, and he's like, dude, get off. We have to do this. And I'm like, I know. We have to do this. So, okay. So, everyone, we got into Phantom 2 weeks ago, man. 3 weeks ago, you know? So, yeah, either he's a genius. Either that or he's a psychic. Living a supernatural crypto lifestyle. Don't take his calls lightly, people. You call the Dirty Dog. You're right. 95% of the time. I really appreciate that, Jane Doe. I really do. I really do. And there's another subscriber coming on in. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. So I'm going to put this algo call if I didn't, because I probably forgot. Shout out to everyone here. Shout out to Brary Bratchfield for coming on in. No, look, message Robbie Cox. Why you Hadouken? Why do you do that? His message is not retracted. Look, Robbie, look at Robert Cox, message retracted. Right? And then there was another one further up. Why do you do that sometimes? Jeremiah, message retracted, and then Robbie Cox. Look, message retracted. Never left, not sensitive, stated my opinion. I don't know what you're saying, Robbie. You're one of my favorite subscribers, bro. I just wanted to know if I could help out. Giannis, like the NBA MVP. I don't know who Giannis is. Anyway, shout out to everyone here, man. Well, Robbie, I'll do whatever ticker you want right now. We'll focus on you. Let me know. And then I'm going to do a little bit of news, tiny bit, and then I have to go. I have to go. I literally have to go do this now for another hour and a half. Which I love to do. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let's put this in the Crypto Life calls. Bam. Damn, now he won't. It would be hilarious if that was the real Gianni. Oh, that would be hilarious. Yeah, probably not, man. Probably not. Anyway. We went over a lot. We covered a lot. Got some free tutoring. We went over Bitcoin. Showed you a bunch of projected trades that you should be dollar cost averaging into to kind of get yourself ready for a bigger move. Went over some projections. Talked about Bake doing its thing. Talk about Cake doing its thing. Let's take a look at Cake before we leave. 17.14. Taking a little bit of a sell-off, but it's doing fine. Looking on that 1 minute, on that 1 hour, and you can see that's what we possibly could see, though. We want to see that it holds this bottom of this. This is the pattern it's in. So if it holds this pattern, we can forget this one. We can forget this bigger pattern and just say that it's going to boom. And it is forming the bull. So in my opinion, it's doing what we talk about with all the other coins. It's doing what we talk about. It's forming that bull, baby. And it's going to break on out of the bull into some new all-time highs. Not too long from now. So shout out to Cake and how beautiful it is doing its thing. Anyway. Now we look at Bitcoin. $57,400 doing its thing, man. Doing its thing. And we went over Bitcoin, talked about it at the beginning, showed you what I think is going to happen, and did a heavy analysis on it. A heavy analysis. So, headlines for Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on. What are they saying in the crypto space? Is Bitcoin's volatility making its importance felt again? Yes, it is. XRP Algorand. Oh, XRP is about to blast, yo. I'll go over that tomorrow or maybe tonight. Is Ethereum heading to another all-time high? Of course it is. Of course it is. Banks will be required to work with crypto, e-money, and CBDCs to survive. The global monetary landscape will have everyone storing electronic money, cryptocurrencies, and central bank digital currencies in one bank. Imagine a scenario where you need different messengers to send different types of messages. For example, WhatsApp for text messages, Viber for audio, Telegram for video. Rather inconvenient, right? But that's exactly what happens in finance. There's no way to send both digital fiat money and cryptocurrency from a bank account without extra steps. It's not affecting the masses just yet, but after the issuing of the national digital currencies or central bank digital currencies in the next few years, the situation is about to become complicated, and we need to start looking for a solution now. Yeah, there needs to be interoperable banks where you can kind of transfer in between. Assets are being held. There's enough liquidity. For sure. I totally agree with that. Bitcoin is greatly, I saw the word, Bitcoin is greatly overpriced. Its fair value is 25K, says JP Morgan Strategics. Bitcoin is trading at twice its fair value at the largest bank. They're just trying to bring the price down. I love this. Today's bubble, tomorrow's innovation. It's too early to judge whether the crypto's innovation is just a speculative bubble, the banker said. However, despite this, Bitcoin has recorded its fastest ever price appreciation for any asset in history. Gold in the 70s, Japanese equities in the 80s. What people don't realize is Bitcoin's going to do something we've never seen in history. It was programmed to do something we've never seen in history. I'll repeat myself. It was programmed to do something the human race has never seen yet. We have not seen the likes of what Bitcoin is going to do. We have never seen a disruptor like this. Okay? So this is why most people can't wrap their head around it, because most people can't conceive of things that they don't know yet. I go back to my famous saying, right? Some men see things as they are, and I think it was Henry Wordsworth Longfellow, right? And I'm going to leave with this quote. It's an old quote, right? By Robert Kennedy. Robert Kennedy. I thought it was Wildfellow, but some men see things as they are and say why. I dream of things that never were and say why not. Like, that's the epitome of me, dude. That sums me up in a nutshell. Like, that is me. That is me, dude. That is me. And I'm going to paste that into the group right now. And that is really what I do, man, for a living. Some men see things as they are and say why. I dream of things that never were and say why not. And I feel like I'm in tune with where we're going. And I feel like if you stay with the lifer, you will be too. And thank you guys so much, because without you guys, I would be nobody. I would be nowhere. And I wouldn't have a community. And I wouldn't have a life. And I wouldn't have this amazing opportunity that I have in front of me every single day. So thank you guys so much for joining. Please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing. We're going to say it together, guys, on a Sunday. 1, 2, 3. Crypto is